Hmm.
Anyway, literally have nothing to talk. We haven't gone on any quests lately. We've all been so very busy with our own machinations that
We have?
tonight is just off the cuff. We have nothing to fall back on. There's no stories.
You know, well, I got something to talk about. I had the weirdest dream. It was just awful. I woke up and everything's fine, but have you had one of those dreams where you vividly imagine, say, growing hair and you wake up with like several weeks worth of stubble?
Wait.
Yes,
Hold
all
on,
the
it
time.
only counts as on your face, Steve.
Is that what happened to me?
Since we're doing dreams, has any of you, and be honest, has any of you had a dream where you're standing atop a pyramid or a ziggurat, wearing godlike robes with rays
My
of
hair
light
is horrible
coming out from behind
tonight.
you, and 1,000 naked women are throwing cocktail weenies at you?
I've not had that dream. I would like to have that dream.
How come I'm the only one who ever has that dream?
Well,
It's a very
hold on.
specific dream, isn't it, Magog?
If you cut off the top of the ziggurat and we go with Cygnus over cocktail weenies, I'm halfway there.
Only half. Yes. But fuck it. Let's make this the dream episode. Any strange dreams of late from any of you besides Arcturus being in a prison dream?
Wait, what? Yeah, good likely guess. Everyone has one of those prison dreams where they spend seemingly months in
Yes.
just torturous conditions being brainwashed.
Yes. And if you're
Everyone's had
wondering
that.
how I know about that, it's because Poe read your diary, your dream journal.
Here's right, I broke in and read your dream journal. By the way, you need fucking help, man. Just like professional help.
I did that last season. It's such old news, Poe. Come on now.
Holy shit, when did she get like a fancy lady get up? What is happening here?
You all need to stay out of my dream diary. It is personal, and you wouldn't understand it anyway.
Yes, exactly.
I went on a bit of a shopping trip of late, and I had some inspiration.
I love how the massive, like, donation that Six just dropped, like, refused to block your cleavage. Like, it's like all on this side. It's like it tried to do. It was like, nope, I'm going over here.
Clearly.
Clearly. Is that mask shiny gold, like real gold? Like, are you wearing gold?
So the mask itself is white leather, but then it has been painted or gilded, I suppose, with flakes of dried, glued on thin sheets of gold. So yes, there is some gold here.
So it's gilded fillery upon your mask.
That, yes, what he said.
Yes. Right. Okay.
Well, you know, the stains will blend right into it. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Thank you. I am prepared for any occasion.
You look like an undead bride on her wedding night, covered in ectoplasm.
Excuse?
What? You look like you constantly walk back and forth on a widow's walk, waiting for your long-lost lover to return from the sea.
I suppose. It
Like,
could fit.
I think he's
For like
halfway to
300
thinking that you were the
years.
focal point of a ghost bukkake.
I don't... Stop, don't say that word. It makes me laugh. It's a weird Earthrealm word that makes me laugh. Stop it. Don't say that word. It makes it... Stop it. Stop. Stop.
You know, you've got the syllables right, but I think your delivery is wrong. Bukkake.
Boo coquet.
Stop.
Yeah, sounds more like a
Stop.
bouquet made of cake.
You're gonna like instant death me. You keep. Hold on. We got donations to the Cash Apples. One of them was from What's a Lot. What's a Lot's here, everyone. Gave 10 signals to say for the Magog pool. Use as you wish. Well, thank you. I shall. And since it's my swimming pool that I plan on putting in the Witchmore one day, I will put that in the pool.
So I actually got something
Oh, yeah.
in the Poe box most recently.
Oh, did you? Did you? Really?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Wait,
Uh,
wait.
yeah,
Let me
what,
guess. It's a severed head.
Oh, I wish.
Oh, if only. If only. Yeah,
That still talks.
it's quite
It
the lot.
says,
Go ahead.
shall I read the note?
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes, do it.
Okay. It says, from Jeremy and the rest of the side quest crew, we wish you all the happiness in the world. From Jeremy Wolford.
Don't know who that is. Sounds like a
Never
lame
know who that
asshole.
is? Yeah,
Yes.
totally. Oh, but it is quite the heavy gift, I must admit. I wonder, what could it have been?
He must have went all out. Uh, must have felt guilty. He might not be able to make it. He must. It must be.
I'm just trying to buy
It must be a
absolution.
guilt gift.
It must be a guilt gift. Oh, but what a guilt gift it is. Let's see what we have.
Yep. While she's finishing opening that, real quick. Oh wait, she's got it. Aha!
Aha!
A witch's cauldron.
Wonderful.
I know you don't use magic, but this is your first step towards the proper. Yes. What is it? What is
Isn't
it
this a
made
bed
of? What is it made of?
Orange
Cast
human-
iron. Oh my god.
Is it, oh, it's a seasoned cast iron, probably. Yes.
Yes.
There it is. Wonderful. Wonderful.
I can't wait to mix up so many lovely poisons in this.
Yes, there you go. Don't.
And
Well, I'm in a
comes
piece of
with
cooking equipment. Very,
a lid.
very progressive.
Ooh, let's show the lid. Oh, there it is. Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah. Perhaps I don't know how much you want to share as to the reason why you've received such a mighty gift.
I may or may not be about to celebrate some incoming nuptials.
Yeah, that poor sucker.
My dogs
I
are
mean,
going
what
nuts.
a lucky guy. Is
The
it?
nameless thief is finally being tied down,
Yes.
or
Is
doing the
it,
tying down.
is it to
Bag
the?
Thaddeus.
Is it?
He's
Is it?
eating hitch.
I honestly haven't been paying
Is it to the
attention to
one
anything
and
they're
only
doing.
Thaddeus?
Yes.
Ah,
I can smell the wedding from here.
yes, he's from the great islands of Eritrea, as I recall. So,
Fish,
Really?
Fish everywhere.
yes.
So much fish.
I guess if there was a comparison to the Earth realm, it'd be much more like their Greek islands. So, you know, yes,
Yes.
very, very sunny, beautiful. He's probably got lovely skin and waving dark hair, since he is from
Indeed.
Eritrea. Yes, he
He
probably
does.
sails upon the seas with many a billowing shirts exposing his bare chest.
Or no shirts, exposing all his chest.
All right, fine, Jinx. I'll let you out into the witchboard, but if you get killed by a hunter, it's not my fault.
I really don't know what they're
Interesting.
saying. I have no idea.
Bag Thaddeus.
I hear
So
words.
let's move on. I believe we're discussing dreams, and I would, of course, go into Nightmare I had. Really vivid. It felt so real. Of course, it had to be sheer delusion, but I'm not allowed to talk about that. Besides, you apparently have all read my dream diary already. So, this should be good to start with. Pentagast. What's a major dream and/or nightmare that you can retell?
Ooh, can I guess?
Really? You want to guess
I
what
wanna
what
guess.
my dream was?
What your nightmares have been?
Oh,
Because I'm sure that they involve, to some degree, a
It
lack
almost
of
seems like a
muscle
show where
in
people are trying to
certain
get
areas of the
topics
world.
started,
Yeah.
but not everybody's on the same page.
actually, it's a really strange one I had the other day. Actually, I was in the Earth realm, and I was in Walmart, which I don't even understand how I know what that is, but I was in one, and there was a sale, and I was. It was
I guess
what is
the
that?
thing
Earth
for
Realm,
me
the Black
watching this,
Friday.
if I had a
I was
criticism,
there, and I was competing with other people trying to get
off
the
the
very
bat,
sought after items, which were
it would
little
be
living
if you're going to
versions of you
do
on
a
shelves.
stream that's in character,
You,
there should probably be a
Magog,
little bit of topic
Arcturus.
preparation.
Poe wasn't there though.
Because if you don't have
Which I
somebody
thought
who's
was
good
great.
at
Yeah,
improv,
right.
then
Well, I wasn't. Well,
They're
you
going
were
to
in the
suffer.
dream. It's complicated.
How offensive. I would
And-
have resold in a Walmart. I'm more sharper image material. Well, I've never been to a sharper image, of course, and there were. I
Right.
assume it's where all the fancy stuff is.
This is the strange part about
I've
it.
always felt like
I thought I was,
the
you know, trying
Magog
to
guy
find people, and then I realized,
would have done
no,
better if he
I
would have just
haven't,
embraced the
you know,
D&D stuff and
had
maybe
some of my
played
drink.
D&D with
And
these
so
guys
I
or
reached
did
into
something.
my pocket, pulled out
Like did
a
an
giant bottle of this and
interactive
drank it, and then suddenly
stream with
everything I
all these
looked at
people where they actually do
vaporized.
like
Oh.
a D&D sort of role-playing
It's like-
scenario
it's like-
thing.
as though it was like
Instead of
another
just
global
commenting
heat
on
emanating from my own eyes, and everything I
pop
looked at
culture
was
or
turned
the
to ash.
news.
So
And
then I had to close
my dogs
eyes,
are fucking
try
literally
to find
freaking
these
the.
people.
They're
I
just going
actually
shit
got them
house.
into a cart. Somehow I could still see, even though my eyes were closed. And I got to the front.
Maybe write
pay
a
for
basic premise
everything,
for the show, and each actor has a
close the
motivation.
cashier.
I have
Open your
the.
eyes, open your eyes.
They have a character
Why
that they've
wouldn't Poe
developed.
accept
It
your
seems
money?
like, but
Surely.
beyond that, it's like
Something about we don't serve
they're just
them,
trying to
and
Oh.
I
riff
would-
off each other,
That's fair.
and some are better
Welcome
than
to
others.
Walmart. Get your shit and get out.
But
It was weird.
I once had a dream where
I
I,
don't know.
was standing atop a great ziggurat, wearing these godlike robes with beams of light coming out from behind me.
see,
and
Magog's
a
going
thousand
for it.
Naked women were throwing cocktail wheelies at me. But then a pirate ship pulled up, and Pentagast was at the very top mast, holding a rope, buck naked, and he yelled as he swung like a wrecking ball, and yelled, "Crevice Master!" and knocked my ziggurat to pieces, just like came in like a wrecking ball, like Miley Cyrus. Is it Miley Cyrus who did that song? I can't even remember.
Yes, it
It
was.
was like that. Like he was just
Mhm.
riding it, you know, like Hulk Hogan riding the wrecking ball with a thong on. Like he was like that.
Oh my.
Interesting, interesting. So
Yes.
was
And then-
was Pentagast hanging from his?
He swung
I
from
just-
the very highest mast of your ship.
Comedy's hard, you
while
know.
Driving, and he yelled, "Crevice
imagine.
Master!" and he smashed into my ziggurat. And as it came down, I tumbled down the ziggurat, and I bumped into a horse carriage. And the horse kicked back, right? They kicked back, and there was a barrel, and the barrel fell over, right? Like what? Shut up. And all the stuff in the barrel came flopping out like a bunch of fish. They were still alive. And they
Uh-huh.
were
It's funny how
flopping.
his voice,
Yeah.
his
And then
character
they
voice
bumped into
keeps
some
slipping.
Axes leaning against the wall, and the axe.
See, now he's not even in character
and
anymore. He's just
chopped a tree branch in half. And
It's
the
just his
one
normal
half went
voice.
up and the
Like,
other
he's-
half
he's kind of
went down and
in
hit me
between.
Right in the tip. Like right.
Yes,
Shut up.
saw that coming a mile away, and you just
I just took every
good.
joke from this season of Sidequests and crammed it into
You
one
can't-
dream.
You can't escape the curse even in your dreams. Yes.
What does it feel like to get hit in the tip of the dick in your dreams?
And then, as I was crying, hoping to wake up from this horrible dream, all the naked women started singing Barry Dingle No Relation songs.
Oh. I hope it
what a
ended there.
terrifying thought that man might need.
That seemed like quite the encounter with your subconscious, Magog. I
Yes.
wonder what it's trying to tell you.
Yes, and Arcturus was nowhere to be found because he was buried under the rubble of my ziggurat, collapsing upon his stupid head.
Naturally.
All I saw was a blood-stained neck floof, crushed under rock. That's all I saw.
I really don't have anything for tonight.
As
um,
it should be.
I'm sure Dreamy was very happy to be written out for the rest of the season.
I'm just watching this.
Yeah.
It started
Anyway,
the same time I
I-
started my stream, or right
I
around the
must
time,
say
so
this.
it's like
Pentagast, I have
I'm
say,
having to-
your dream was far more
I wanted to
metal
see what
engine than I
Magog's
would
been
expect
doing.
in the slightest. So, you know,
Luther
a
is
tip of the hat
literally
to you.
just going
Well, thank you.
nuts.
A tip of the hat? Like,
Just the tip.
tip?
Just the tip.
I'm okay
I could
with
let
the
him
hat
down
just
here, but
as
you
long
wouldn't
as it
see
isn't
him.
a curse
He's
of
just
death.
fucking crazy, though. He just
Yes.
bother me.
Real quick,
And I need to-
Octane Junkie, before the show even started, donated 100 Cygnas to say attacks up for grabs. But what I want, for real, is a power-up for Poe. Of course he wants every time, it's a Poe power-up. It's just every time. But I'm going to take the 10 Signas from What's-a-Lot. Sometimes he shortens it to what? And I'm going to use it for what? Shut
What?
up.
What?
Why would you go for that?
It was the lowest of hanging fruits. Like I had to, right?
I wasn't expecting.
Leave it to Pendergast to always be the reliable laugher.
I'm going to use that 10 Signas, and I'm going to use a pendant of praise, and twist. I'm not going to put it on myself. I'm going to gift it to the Nameless Thief so she can choose the member of the side quest crew to take damage praising her on her upcoming nuptials. So choose your victim. Keep in mind, I bought you an expensive pot, so not me.
That's fair. That's fair. Then I suppose I shall have to call upon Arctur. Arcturus.
What have you done?
What have you done? What have you done, you peasant?
You know, I have to praise, but I've just been battling and sort of been crossed with that monochrome. Right. Well, congratulations on your pending nuptials. I know the world will weep to know that you're leaving the dating pool, playing all to Bag's self. I am certain there are many who would kill to cram themselves in his fish-smelling boots and usurp his place at this most sacred occasion.
Yes, I'd like to correct one thing Arcturus said that was wrong. It's not a dating pool in the case of her amazing, immaculate personalities. It's the dating ocean. Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Yes. Yes.
He's holding on to
What's
it.
this I
He-
hear about multiple personalities? I
the
never
no one's
thought
playing
of that.
along. This is the thing that
Leaving ocean.
is odd.
Yes.
Like you can see this guy.
When
And
someone
now you're walking
doing-
on the deck of a ship that
He
has
tried a
successfully-
thing where
Yes,
he's like,
when the
I'm
Nameless Thief is
jealous,
complimented
but
when somebody says, "You have
no
an
one
amazing
followed through on
personality,"
it.
She likes to say on many occasions.
Like
I've heard
that's
her
the
say,
part of like
"Thank
being
you.
in
It's
a
disorder."
sort of an improv troupe or a group of people who are kind of feeding off each other, playing off each other.
Rude.
In
Someone
other
starts
news, we have
something,
new
you have to kind of
donations.
feed off
One
that
from
and then
What's a Lot?
play along with it and
One
go
tip,
with it,
one signet to say,
see what it can
"Look,
develop
don't
into.
utter
But they're
no
just
more
like
names
shut
this time.
down.
Thanks for all the love.
My guy was just like,
Ow.
I
Yes,
want to
know.
correct you. Like he
Caught
just
that.
completely
Luckily, I
wasn't
used
listening to the
a
guy.
bat.
I don't think the
So I
chick
knew
gave
she
him
would
anything
like, there's
either.
a little-
And it's
there's
like
another
you
name
could see
there.
he was like holding
So
on to
it's
try to push it
appropriate
through,
since
but
that I've seen that before in the chat.
I feel like in a
But thank
weird
you
way,
again
if you want to start
the
something you almost,
wonderful
with this crew,
11
you almost have to
signet
announce
donation
it before
now.
you do it. Like, this is the skit where I pretend I'm jealous.
Any others?
There is one other from the next 6 minutes who donated.
But this is
2
what you
signets
get
to
when
say,
you're working
"Punching
with
inside
people
questions, gentlemen, you
who
befallen
you've
the
never
fourth
met,
bosom,
and your only
for which
interactions
Quinton
with them
befallen
are
bosom of
through
burglary.
streams.
You've been bamboozled, now are
It's,
baron of your coin.
You know,
Janet
you don't
of
have a
Nine,
real sense
all
of
which
anything
now
with them or
worth.
feel. I mean, and
Thank you,
also
sir,
the
for
internet
your
thing. There's
bestowment,
delays. There's
boon,
this distance.
and your
It's
blessing.
it's not like being in a room with people where
There are a lot
you
of
can really feed off of what they're doing, and things seem less
novel
less
sentence.
jarring and less like
Indeed.
tons of people
befuddled, are
talking over each other like
Yes.
streams do.
Rocky.
But
Oh, God.
I was not prepared for what you were about to see.
I guess I just kind of feel like, in a way,
it started with
Yes.
B, so I thought it was a natural. I did
it,
a
it's
thing.
disjointed in such a sense
Yes,
that
you did. Yes.
I don't know. It's kind of like a conversation that
Did a thing. Ah,
you never really get
all right.
Oh,
a sense of what's
Octane
being
Junkie gets
discussed.
what he wants.
All right, here we go, folks. I'm
I don't know,
Goose
to me it's
here, and I'm
awkward.
gonna
It's
take
just
this
awkward.
Golden opportunity, golden shower opportunity, really. I to praise the Nameless Thief on her upcoming nuptials. I cannot wait till you go off and start your life of thievery and but what else do pirates do? Like buggery? I think thievery and buggery. Yeah, with your new lovely husband. Until, of course, death do you part, or possibly just the ocean, because it claims many souls. I don't know. Anyway,
Would that not be a death?
no, it's not. It's worse. You get locked in a locker. I've heard people talk about it. It's like a locker down at the bottom of the ocean. It's fucking horrible. Hope you get keelhauled. Anyway,
In
I
many
also want to
ways,
say everybody else should side quest tonight.
I
Fucking
should
sucks.
be bashing this, but
I'm Poe. I'm in Egonia.
Everyone but me, naturally.
He's not bringing his A game tonight.
Yay!
Indeed
He's,
not.
he's probably depressed as well.
I think I would like. You said the attacks were up grabs, right?
Yes. I mean, the betrayals, I suppose. I mean,
Oh,
he
well, I
gave
thought really-
100 signals, so I mean,
I was kind of wanting a seeing stone. Something's bothering me.
oh, okay. So let me activate that. You
in
have
many
been pushing
ways, this is
buttons
like
tonight.
the
I don't like it.
stream I used to do called Jerkcast.
Button
Only we didn't dress up like fantasy characters and put on fake voices. But we still just talked about stuff that only related to us, and it was like all
Take it
inside
back.
stuff.
Take it. No, I don't want to see this. This is not acceptable. It's not true. This seeing stone is broken. It's a lie.
And I always felt like we're doing why are we streaming,
It
you
was a
know?
dream. It was
Who's
just
into
a
this?
dream.
Because you'd have to know
We
us
have
and know where we
such
were
sights
from to
show you.
really get into the stream. And I kind of feel in a lot
That
of
was
ways,
live from a
in order
Earth
you
realm.
don't know, viewers can't just get
Yes.
into the stream.
Yes, it was.
Like
Yes, yes.
I'm watching
You know,
it
I
for the
don't think you're
first
playing
time
on me.
right
I see
now,
right through it.
and I
You're
feel
bad.
zero connection
must
to
have
it. I don't feel like I'm
How can I hurt you?
I've been brought in, or I
Well,
understand
you
what
can,
really
because
their
I'm immortal.
general purpose is.
Mm.
I mean, even from this, I've been
And
watching it
I
since the
like
start.
this.
Like
I mean, you're dead
all the
inside.
stuff up here,
Oh.
like all these little
Yeah,
icons and
this is-
shit.
yeah.
I don't
Fact
understand
patterns.
what they are. I'm sure it has
Yes.
something to do with
Yeah.
D&D shit
Yeah,
or
As
something.
long as you're both consenting pirates.
And they've got these
Naturally.
images that
Numbing
keep
poison.
changing, and these little life bars that go down.
Where are you
I don't know what the
honeymooning? On a
rules
desert
are
island
involving
somewhere?
that.
Like
I
a
don't
deserted
even
desert
know what the
island?
purpose is of.
We are
Like,
taking a cruise.
Does someone
around the
get
sea,
ejected from the
sea, just
stream
going
if
to all of our favorite
they
haunts and
die?
raiding certain places that
You're-
shall be remain
Wait a minute.
nameless until after.
I don't know.
You're doing your job.
Hello, Prairie
You're
Judge.
literally, your honeymoon is you doing your job.
Oh, and Fran
Like,
Baker and
as
Frankenberry. I
there's a
would
lot-
have given you
Yeah,
mod
there's a lot
status,
more
but I can't do
video
it through this
footage
chat
to
window.
for instance, he's
Just
going to be
because,
her
I mean, you
admirable,
come back all the
and
time, but
raiding
it's
will
like
actually be
I don't have a way to do it
Well,
through this
well,
window.
rating
I think
and
I'd have to
plundering.
actually go to my
Yes, of course.
my
Why would you
studio
wanna do
page and
anything
pull it up
different?
through there.
Such imagination.
Everything's always
Side of the
changing, and I don't have access like I
I've
used
always
to.
wondered. Right? If you would, I would get you one if it was logical. But I have to say, for your nuptial bed, would you take one of those Earthrealm water beds, or would that be too much? Because it'd be on the ship too. So you'd have like the ocean doing this, but you'd also have the water bed doing this. Like, is it too much? Is it like too much?
See, I've heard.
I like to
tell
imagine
that
this as a
waterbed
morning talk radio show.
laying and plundering is a bit difficult
think.
and not all that is.
You
hot
take
about it.
like all this dead air.
Plus, there's potential.
I mean,
for
it's the same
something
style of
more
questions,
something
really. It's
else.
mostly like,
Yeah.
like
And
what
no
he just asked.
knives
Like,
in the nuptial bed,
what sort of
like,
bed
you
do you
should
want?
just
A
leave
water
them
bed? Like
behind.
these weird,
or try.
like
I thought
milquetoast
it was
arbitrary
required to at
questions.
least have some sort of wave riding device, like a surfboard or something. Am I wrong?
You ruined my
Driftwood.
fun, Doug. You
I-
ruined my fun. All of it.
Yes, I'm sorry. How many daggers can you hide on your wedding dress?
Think about it. See,
She can't count.
it's
She's just doing this
it's
for
supposed to
the
be like a comical question.
I can too count. I have an abacus behind me somewhere. Thank you.
Well, if you
I'm
were
the
counting-
only
This is
one
what I
here
mean.
that
Like, it's
actually
not
knows
good.
how to use
It's
it.
not a
Thank you.
improv troupe sort of deal. It's not good in the sense they don't know how to play off
Oh,
each
and I
other
distinctly
in the.
remember buying this.
in the
Yes,
moment.
I got it last week at a carnival.
They're not fat. They're not quick.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
quick-witted.
By the way, I'm glad you're out of prison, Arcturus, because I missed. Well, not you, but I did. No, I didn't miss that either. There is a thing. No, that's not.
I'm- I don't know how you rigged the Seeing Stone, but I wasn't in prison. I've never been captured. There was just the one time, a long time ago, when I was piercing off a tower and actually soaked one of the guard. But that's ancient history, and I've never been captured since.
I'm taking
Feel-
requests for anything else to watch at this point.
In my
I-
recent memory, I'm just maybe I'm wrong. I
I
don't know.
don't know how
I
you've
don't
all
know.
seen fit to. It's probably because you've been reading my dream diary. That's it. That's it. You read my dream diary, and I've come up with an elaborate prank, including rigging the Seeing Stone, to make me think that I spent the last
It's
few
depressing,
months
is what it is.
being mind broken.
Because it's like,
and
I mean,
done
I'm not really into the whole
Sure
concept
you're
of like
imagining it, Buggery,
doing
but
this
I'm
stuff
kidding.
constantly and getting a lot of views and
Yeah,
making it a permanent thing.
I did.
That was unexpected.
Yes,
But man,
would
if I
have some
was,
alone time with my
I would look at this
wicked-
situation and
wicked
be like,
members.
We are.
these
Throw
people are
that
getting
comment alone,
50,
juke me.
51 concurrent viewers currently. And to
Oh
me,
my
this
God,
is
she
just,
was like- she went
I
like
don't know,
half
boring.
backwards.
It's boring. Very boring.
Ugh. You'll never win at limbo.
And
What
then
is that?
I watch something
The
like
thing
this,
where
and then
you
it
go
makes
to
me
limbo?
think about
Limbo?
what I do with my
No,
stream,
limbo's where
which
souls go,
I'll admit
not good enough.
isn't much of a step
Get
up.
into the realms of the gods.
It's just a one guy
Is it
talking
limbo?
his shit.
Is it seriously? Somebody tell.
But I
what's
would
the-
like to believe that
what's
I'm at
the
least somewhat
thing where y'all go
entertaining.
under a stick and the stick keeps getting lower.
I just
I
don't find
swear
any of
it's
this
like gold
entertaining,
limbo.
and it has nothing. It's no
Lamborghini?
dig on them, I suppose.
I have no fucking idea.
I'm just not
Anyway,
into.
I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I want to take this
I'm not
opportunity
into
to
the shtick,
reinforce
but I'm
the
also.
fact that you all should be congratulating the thief. She's
I just feel
Also,
like they're not good at
most
what they
likely
do.
in the near
I don't know
future
how else to
going
put it.
miss a few
Like they
episodes
need
of
to
Side
find
Quest
another
for her.
shtick.
This
They're not good at
Let's look
improving.
forward to
They're
that.
not good at. They don't gel well.
Also, there's
They're
also
not.
a
They're
chance
not a
that,
cohesive group that actually
she's gonna
plays off
stab
one
somebody.
another well.
and might take longer.
That was
if
weird.
The law is after her.
There's too much character
Anyway.
breaking. There's too much.
I see that many people are here, and I would like to all thank you
There's not enough
by,
preparation.
and visit with
I
us.
don't
And
know.
I have a quick announcement before they come back to life. Next week,
Oh, they come back to life.
right? Next side quest is an important one, so spread the word. It's long awaited, what everyone looks forward to every year is the Vithaka Night episode of Side Quest. All right? It's going to be grand fun, good fun. I've got something wonderful planned. I have a transformation potion ready. I have an ancient scroll from one of the gods. An ancient spell will be cast that night. Some strange things will happen, at least on my end. I don't know about the other side quest group, but please mark it in your calendars. 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time next Tuesday, Vithaka Night. It's kind of the same as y'all's Halloween or whatever it's called. Just be sure to tune in. It's gonna be a fun one. Now they're back.
And rest assured, I will not be using soap that night, just to be safe.
But
Seriously, any request, anything else
happened was a
that I
dream.
can watch.
And everyone who's saying that I got that sword in the dream is wrong, because if I got the sword in the dream, then the dream wasn't a dream, it'd be real. Ergo,
He's still
clearly
on the
was
dream
purchased
thing.
somewhere else, and I just
I don't think anyone really
happened
picked up on the dream thing.
to have it in my dream
It
as
is
well.
It is
But
not
moving
limbo.
on from that,
It is limbo.
last year, one might recall, this wasn't a dream, although it certainly felt like at the time, where I might have used some enchanted soap and then spent the next significant, rest of the night throwing out all my guests and ranting about the miraculous cleansing power of the lard.
Oh, by the way, the fact that Arcturus is here tonight in all his glory has absolutely nothing to do with the northern lords being completely and utterly conquered and destroyed.
I have an
by
OSHA
the
meeting
Queen,
tomorrow, so it'll give me time to think
recent
about something to
civil
stream
war.
tomorrow.
Oh, how did we get this man back?
He never left. He
Of course.
had a dream. That's all that was.
Yeah, it was just a really,
Oh.
really vivid bad dream. You know, you read my dream journal.
Oh yeah, sure. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have,
Okay.
we have to do better than that
Yeah.
to try to. I talked into my wolf.
Excuse me. Sorry, I
Now,
had
about
something
time
stuck
the
in my throat.
Netherlands bit it, smug bastards.
Look, I don't know. I don't know about what's going on with the rest of you, but for some reason, I'm acutely aware of the fact that I'm getting older.
I
I can like feel it happening as I speak.
Oh. You
You're
can
only
feel
noticing
the
now?
cellular.
No. Like I've been watching myself back at myself through the crystal.
I
And
am
I swear, I can actually see individual hairs turning.
I'm in the middle of something
Oh,
now. It's
frightening.
not this, but
Yeah, you're in a
Actually,
couple of
very
dust in a
wicked.
minute now. I've been wondering how I've been keeping together this long.
To your
I want
own
to crawl in a
cellular
fucking hole
function.
right now.
Yes,
But like,
I don't know. It's new experience. Kind of enjoying it actually.
pick me.
Yeah?
I
oh
know.
my god, continue.
I know.
Yes.
Pick me.
Yep.
Pick me.
Yes.
Pick me.
Oh my god.
Me. Right.
I
Okay.
somehow
Yeah,
attract
all right,
people
All right. All right. There's a
who are
thing that
very
happens
needy.
when
Right,
You
mhm.
feel yourself getting old. All right.
Okay.
I guess
Alright,
you could say I'm
Back
too
pain?
nice.
I've had
Yes.
that forever.
Yes.
Since puberty, in fact.
That's a different reason. You have a way.
I can only assume
different
that that's what it
reasons
is.
for
I'm just too
It's
nice.
just wait. No, that's not getting old. That's
And I don't
getting
tell people to get the
puberty.
fuck away from me
Anyway,
when I really
there's-
should. When it's clear they're mentally deranged.
There's a thing that happens when you
Mhm.
feel yourself,
And they're
getting old,
just-
all right? And
Right,
on,
yes.
on a cellular
Have you ever
level,
met
as
a
they call it,
person
you know,
who-
down in the spirit?
I'm sure
within your spirit,
everyone
something
has
starts
met
to
a
take
person
over.
in their
And
life
the moment you start to see strange gray
who,
hairs,
the moment you
feel pain,
criticize
creaks,
anything, even the
joints,
slightest little
weird
criticism,
spots on your body that never hurt before, but now they
they
do.
get
When
depressed.
that starts happening, one
They take it hard. You know, it
instantly,
hurts their feelings.
right,
It's the
instantly
nature of,
starts
you
having
know,
thoughts.
of
And
criticism.
these
It's
thoughts
not easy to
consist
get.
Of like
But then there's people who
strenuously working
literally
out
fall
to get in
apart.
better shape, probably buying a really
Like,
nice, super fast carriage.
I'll give you an
carriage,
example.
Maybe not pulled by
Let's
horses, but
say
maybe drakes.
Someone
Something
sent
really
me a
fast
script
that really,
idea.
like captures, like everyone's attention,
And
including women folk.
I read it,
Like,
and
then you
it
maybe
has
do a new
something written into
hairstyle,
it that doesn't make any
you
sense.
Get like different necklaces.
And
right? You never were
I
into
just asked a
necklaces, but now
question
you're kinda like, I
to
don't
the
know,
person who
make me
sent me
look
a script.
younger. Like,
Hey,
I don't know what
if
it's
this
called,
is happening in
some sort of
your
crisis.
script, why is this
Some
character
sort
doing
of crisis
this?
that happened.
Midlife
And in
crisis.
response,
No, mid-death.
I
mid-death
get-
crisis.
Golden.
But you're alive.
4
Standard. Oh, wait,
messages
I
in
understand
reply
now.
that are basically
So
the
what
length
is
of
it?
novels
Every golden lady
explaining
jack
how
Pentagon
they suck at
is
doing
right for the
everything.
take.
They want to quit.
Also, on Vithaka Night,
They're-
the magic goes kind of crazy.
they're just
so I
confusing
think there's a
everyone.
way for me to
They feel
pull
like they
at
don't. The
least
only part they
a
have
single-
in the
I have enough
making of the
magic, a
movie
single
they can't
individual
even do,
from the Earth realm
and
through the portal into our
so
world
on and so forth.
without them turning into a big pile of goo and bones and.
I want
just-
to run
right.
screaming.
So I'm thinking maybe
I want to run
there's a
screaming from this
nice
project.
lady
I
with a
just
green
want
card.
to bury my fucking head in the sand and just
Oh,
get
wait.
out.
The green card is
It was a
your
mistake.
dick.
I
Right?
acknowledge it. It was a mistake. But
You know me, so get out of my
Oh.
head. Get out. Yeah.
it's
Well,
hard
they
for me
really is.
because
That
I
sort of
want
green
to
card
be
being spent
involved
by
in a
somebody
movie,
that
making a
is
movie.
green.
By
I've been
more
all year. I've been
Scarian
focused on this and
citizenship,
thinking about
I
it,
also mean sucking my dick.
and I want it to work so
There's
bad.
some
But
sort of like
at what
ritual that goes
cost?
into that, or ceremonial.
I got a guy who has a
Procedure.
movie
I
idea, but he
think it
can't write a
involves him
script.
standing on
He
top of
can't
a
even
pyramid
think
or a
about
ziggurat.
how
Think
he
about
can't think
it.
of character developments. His characters are just
better come
these
Getting
through
a
that.
little
wooden
bit.
cutouts that he
Tiny-
places in scenes to
Tiny.
to
You better
get
come through
right
that
to the
fucking
action or
magical
get right to the
portal with some
violence or
cocktail
whatever. And
parties,
it's
or
like,
we're gonna be in trouble.
That's
and I
kind
tell
of a
him
deal
like, man,
breaker.
just think about the characters that
So in
What are
short,
you
you
gonna
want in
do
your
with all
movie,
those
and just think
cocktail
about who they
weenies,
are as people. It's like,
Dog?
You know
just
what
consider
really
it
sucked
like
is in
people
this
you know in
particular
life.
episode, out of all
It's
the
like,
hundreds
unless
we've done,
you're
this
a
particular
crazy
episode went
person and
viral,
everyone that
and I
you
woke
in
up
your
tomorrow
life
with, like,
are just
millions
these
of new fans,
one-dimensional
and it
figures
was
that
all
appear, and
cocktail
then
weenies.
you're the
And
only
I
person
ended up
who
can't
has any
even go out
depth
in
or any
public without being
backstory or
pelted
anything like
across the
that,
face
and everyone
with
else is
cocktail
just this
weenies.
talking
Like every
face
time
in
I
your
step out in
way.
public, there's just some rando.
But
like,
in
"You're
this, in the
McGog."
case of this
And I'm like,
person, it may
"Yes,
be
Are
true.
you one of my minions? And they're like, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
there may be a
McGog, and
reason
I
why they
am
can't
just
write
fucking start
from the
telling
perspective of the
with
other people or
fucking
give any
right
in
in
depth
their
because they
face,
don't
And I'm
your
sitting
understand.
there like,
mouth
oh,
They don't
God.
understand how
I'm like,
anyone else
oh.
thinks but
And they like
themselves.
hitting me in the cheek and
And
across
maybe-
the face,
I
and
don't
one
know.
hits me in the nose, and I kind of like it. I don't know why. It's just so fucking bizarre.
Now I'm
that
not
were
even.
to
I can't
happen.
even think about
Like
this
just
stream
like
right now
we went,
because
like
of all
Mr.
that.
Beast numbers tomorrow, and all of a sudden I have to worry about.
I'm not a
like,
counselor,
like
you
cocktail
know. I'm not a
weenie
fucking
attacks at
person
every
who
moment of
offers
my life. I've become a
solace
recluse.
and comfort.
Like I would truly become a
Do I look like
recluse
a
if that
comforting
happened. Like,
guy?
I'd probably have to give it all up. I'd probably have to try some other cold
I
sort
don't
of
know.
magic,
I
get out of
don't.
the necromancy
I'm not a
game
shoulder to
altogether,
cry on.
all because of this one fucking episode went fucking viral. Can't make anything go viral, but this one fucking episode will, because that's my fucking luck, right? The gods have fucking cursed me, and they're gonna curse me with cocktail weenies thrown at me for great distances too. Like some people just be driving by in their carriages, just fucking cocktail weenies thrown at me. I've hit me in the back of the hood. I'm gonna have to wash my robes all the time, right? Because I get cocktail weenie
You know what?
juice
You know
all
what I
over
would
them.
prefer
What are
to
you
see,
fucking laughing at?
honestly,
I am
with
serious about
Magog.
this. Like if this happens,
I'd
I'm
love
fucking
for
retired.
him to
All right, if I wake up
put on
tomorrow
his
and I'm doing
makeup,
Mr. Beast
throw on
fucking
his
number,
robes,
I
and
am
go
fucking
to
retired,
the
'cause I'm
nearest
not
comedy
having
club that
Side
he
Quest
lives near
become one of the greatest shows on earth
and do
because
his
of fuck cocktail weenie joke.
do
It
his
ain't
jokes
fucking
in
happening.
front
I
of
ain't doing it.
people.
It ain't fucking happening. Don't fucking
Like
share
in a
this
live
video.
audience
I don't
sorta
want to
deal.
fucking see it. I don't want to see it on social media. I don't want to see it fucking clipped. I don't want to know.
I think he would
anything
learn a
about it.
lot
'Cause
about
the last thing
comedy.
I fucking want is to live the rest of my fucking life out of fear, out of cocktail weenies because of a fucking stupid joke I learned from that stupid Val Kilmer movie. It was a fucking stupid Val Kilmer movie. It was a fucking Real Genius movie with Val Kilmer. It had that fucking joke in it, and I fucking stole it. It wasn't even an original joke. I do not want to be famous for an unoriginal fucking joke I stole from a fucking Val Kilmer movie.
So in short, if we get
I
to
see
put
people in the
5K
chat.
likes, Magog agrees
Lol, laughing my ass off. Magog having a weenie is up the
That was a
nose.
good one.
Lol,
Art-
like
That was a good one. You got me.
so
You got us
clearly
going
I'm
lost.
wrong.
Arks got me.
I'm in the wrong. My criticism is unfounded. There are people who enjoy this.
I think Pentagast needs a break.
There are people who enjoyed the movie I watched last night.
I think you made him cry.
There's an entire city of
Go ahead
people
and
who
die. Go ahead and
enjoy
die. I got you skulled
who
out. I
enjoyed
got you skulled out.
Almost Live in Seattle,
Oh, nah.
So,
and
audience,
still to
you know
this day
exactly what
revere
to
it.
do
So
with that rant and with
maybe
this
I am.
episode of
I have to
SideQuest,
then
if
go
I
on
don't see it all over
a
the
journey
internet
of
by the sun
self-analysis to
tomorrow
wonder
night,
what is wrong with
we're
me.
gonna
Why
have
is it that I
worse.
don't find this funny?
We are gonna have
What is it?
worse.
What do I find funny? I mean, that's a good starting point,
Oh,
I
man.
suppose.
tangentially.
Would have to change my name.
If I can't find any humor in this, then why?
Possibly have a prostitute do?
What
They
makes
just
me laugh?
sit there while everyone else handles themselves? What are they paying for, really?
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty normal in that
Yeah.
regard.
It's the equivalent of one of those self-service things they've got in their stores.
I mean, I
now.
laugh
Just
at
go in,
memes
give them
and-
money, fuck off.
I love
absolutely no
AI. I think
service takes place.
AI stuff is hilarious.
What kind of service would you prefer?
Hands-on.
There's comedies that
My
I've
head
seen
hurts.
that everybody's
Hands-on on
seen
my
that I
own.
like
I mean, I can get it
and I
at
think
home,
are funny.
I just
Not
blacked.
that I
I
need
just
to acquire.
blacked out what happened.
But
Um,
oftentimes
not a
I
whole lot,
come across
honestly.
stuff like
Arthur
this,
was
especially on
speaking, and I
YouTube,
was
where
cleaning
it's
my
like
mouth and drinking my troubles away.
Elderberry
you find yourself just being
wine.
polite.
It's orange and vanilla flavor.
And I have to say, like, as far as the 4 or 5 people who watch my stream, at least you guys
Sounds like white
awful.
bread.
don't lie to me,
Sounds
because
Actually,
I've
good.
I think
I've
every
never
single
gotten a
person
feeling
goes
from
in
anyone
just
who's ever
fulfilling
watched my
the
stream that they actually care about anything
Like,
involving me,
I think
and
I-
they're more or less
I'd go
just
to a place where
antagonizing me
Starbucks 3
for
times a week.
laughs, and it's poking back and forth. It's
Yeah.
it's one of those things where
And
it's
yeah,
like I feel
what
like
would
I'm
you get,
on my
Magog, from a
toes to keep up
Starbucks?
with it to a certain
He who
degree.
controls the
Like
pumpkin
no one's
spice
just like,
controls the
oh,
flavors.
There we
oh,
go.
John, you're
That's the
so
only way to make
funny.
it work.
Oh,
If
that
it had
joke was
pumpkin
so
spice.
funny. Ho
Actually,
ho ho!
the
Like
superior white girl flavor is not pumpkin spice.
I don't think
but
I
in
would
fact, it
ever
is
want to do this
apple
again if I
Bukkake.
felt like
No.
people were just
No.
pandering to me.
Sorry, what'd you say it was?
So a good
I
way to get me to
jumped-
quit is
God.
just to start pandering.
Apple
Say-
cider.
Okay, apple. I was way off. It was way
Yeah.
off. It was kind of way
Miles offshore.
off.
You overshot that latitude by about 3 degrees.
I thought we would say it at the same time.
How many
No.
more attacks are up for grabs? Can I still kill you all? Or...
Sure, why not? I need a break anyway. My head hurts.
Fantastic. It pays to have a memory greater than that of a goldfish.
So I don't know what any of this is, but I'm dead.
Click,
I'm very close to just
click.
going somewhere else.
Bottoms up, chat.
Not the weenies.
Okay, another dead listener peasants. It was a fucking dream! I don't care what you think you saw. Clearly it was dark magic, as presented by Magog. He's not just a necromancer. He knows a
I've had enough. Seriously, I've had enough. Well, chat just updated. I literally haven't seen anything that chat's been doing. It did not update, so I'm just now getting it all. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Nostalgia critic. See, goes so far back. Did anybody suggest anything? Let me go through. No. No one's... I don't think anyone suggested anything. Victor Wren in the last comment was right. They had 50 concurrent viewers. I mean, he's been doing it for a while, so he's earned that. In the old fable of earning it. Movie Bob. Movie Bob. Prairie Judge really wants Movie Bob. All right. 10 hours ago.
Dude, my grandfather was born
Fuck.
in 1880.
Let's see what Movie Bob's all about. Victor Rand will be right back. He's driving home. Okay. Schlocktober. Madhouse 1974. Okay. It's got 4,000 views after posting it 10 hours ago. He must be a pretty big,
So this
well,
year you
fairly
enjoyed
big
Vincent
YouTuber.
Price partly inventing the slasher who commits to a theme genre as the fancifully flamboyant retro killer in the abominable Dr. Phibes movies.
Talk
and
faster.
watched him go the opposite direction as a brutally gnarly era contemporary serial slasher with a Shakespeare hang-up in Theater of Blood. How about something somewhere in the middle? Specifically where the same producers behind the Phibes movies saw the actually very positive reviews for Theater of Blood and said, shit, we should do one like that.
I am not afraid. There is always room for more in the coffin of time.
So here's Madhouse, also sometimes re-released as The Revenge of Dr. Death and based on the novel Devil Day by Angus Hall, which once
Jesus
again finds
Christ.
Price playing a meta-joke riff on the subject of being Vincent Price. Here
He
a
talks so
Hollywood
fat. I
horror
mean,
star named Paul
I'm an
Toon,
older
who's famous for
dude.
his recurring role as a
I
villain
like
named
things
Dr.
that are a
Death,
little bit
who,
more
based on
chill.
What we see is a killer surgeon who may or may not also possess supernatural
Man,
powers
this
and kills
cadence
victims,
and
usually
this
beautiful
high-speed
women, using
talking,
torture,
it's like-
traps, and surgical tools.
I feel like it's a chore just to follow it. Like he's trying to get as
We don't
much
really get a
information as he
clear
can in
extended look at
15
any of the
minutes.
Dr. Death
15
movies.
minutes of this
Part
fast
film's
talking?
meta
My
gimmick is
God.
Almost all the footage of Tomb's performances are repurposed from Price's actual earlier films owned by producer American International Pictures, specifically The Raven, Tales of Terror, Scream and Scream Again, The Pit and the Pendulum, Haunted Palace, and House of Usher, which is why the film also includes a guest appearance credit for both Basil Rathbone and Boris Karloff, despite both actors having died several years before the film was made.
Mind and body at peace entirely. Remember this? You were brilliant.
Basil. I had some real help on that one.
To the story on the night of a big New Year's Eve party where Toombs announces his engagement to his much younger fiancée Ellen just after a screening of the latest Dr.
You
Death
know-
masterpiece, a sleazy porn producer, and speaking of meta gags, yep, that's Warwick
This is
Quarry
what
from
he
Dr. Bob
does. I
Rises
mean,
again,
he
again,
does
and
realize
again.
that AI does this now, right?
He's on the make. She's
That
on
there's
the
whole
take.
channels
He
dedicated to
introduced himself and pretty
recapping
much just to
movies.
be a dick
That it's
about it,
literally
reveals
just
that said
AI
fiancée
and
is
movie
unbeknownst
clips,
to
or
Toombs, a
it's
former
stills
adult
from
film star
movies
his
and
company his
AI
former girlfriend.
voice.
Toombs doesn't exactly react great to either piece of news, and she leaves the party.
Is that
leaving
what
them
he's
being
doing
separated exactly long enough
at
for
his
him to
channel?
apparently pass
Only
out
he doesn't
and her
do
to be attacked
AI?
in her room by someone wearing a Dr. Death costume. So when Toombs wakes up and goes to apologize,
I shouldn't have said what I did.
These guys used to get some real views. I'd consider 4,000 views in 10 hours pretty good.
fast forward many years to then present day 1974, and the world has moved on, but the Dr. Death murder remains unsolved. Most people believe Toombs was the killer. He claims to have no memory.
It's so
one way or the
lazy,
other. There's
too.
no actual evidence showing he
Have you
did
ever
it,
seen
but
the
he
AI
isn't
stuff?
really
The movie
confident
recap
that it
channels
wasn't
and
him,
whatnot?
or rather that it wasn't
It's
Dr.
like,
Death.
it's as lazy as it gets.
Did you do it?
I don't know.
The funny thing about the AI movie recap, unless if it's a movie recap, then it's basically just telling you what happens in the movie.
Bringing me back to life.
But,
You're bringing Dr. Death back to life.
There's some
terrifies me.
not anime. There's some AI channels where it's like they're talking about like
Terrified of what he's done.
like the secret you don't know about this
Terrified
person,
of what he still
and
may do.
it's hilarious
it's still an
because
infamous
the
character,
AI
both Paul
script
and
will
his
literally
creative
just
partner
keep
Peter Cushing,
repeating
him
these
too.
points over and over and
As
over as they're
actor turned
talking about some
screenwriter for
actors
McFlay,
or
jointly
actresses
owned the
like
rights to
past or
Dr.
whatever,
IP, a TV
and
studio that wants
they
to reboot
also
their
make
franchise
these
as a series
glaring
has convinced Toombs to come to England to reprise the role.
mistakes about how like some actress in
That's a
some
very good
meaningless role in some
Way they can
80s
secure the
movie
funding. Oh, and the
like,
executive at the
was,
network making the show is the producer
like
who
touted
caused
as
the
like
New Year's Eve party.
the voice of her
That just makes
generation.
us
She
further
stood for female
questions.
empowerment, like
And
all
if
this
you're
weird
thinking,
woke
okay, on the
shit.
one hand, all of that
But I'm
sounds
like,
depressingly like a series of
no,
very poor
like I
decisions
remember that
still
movie.
actually
Like
would
that had
100%
nothing
happen in the
around it,
entertainment
like
business in
even
reality,
remotely
but don't
close
generally
to
happen
that.
in movies
It's like
about the
and
entertainment business because
the
reality
AI
often
script
sounds
just
more
kept
convoluted than
repeating all
fiction.
this
Hang on,
nonsense
it
over and
keeps
over and over
going.
about the character. I was like,
Toombs keeps being
oh, this
accosted
is
on his
this
boat
is a
trip to
treat.
England, and then again after
'Cause
his
it's
arrival
just
by a
like-
scheming starlet who steals his watch and tries to blackmail
like
him
who does that?
into
I guess
getting a
it'd
role in the
appeal
Dr.
to like
Death
Gen
show.
Z people who don't know shit about movies.
Then I wouldn't tell the newspapers a thing.
Miss Peters, as they say in horror movies, you will come to a bad end. Out. Gentlemen, promise no reporters, please.
Hey, Dr. Death, who's this?
Miss Kiss
It's
of
like
Death.
listening to Victor talk about his car. This guy.
Come on, out you go.
I don't. I mean, so far the guy
He's also
he's
staying in
fast
Herbert
talks,
Flay's
but
creepy mansion in the middle of
I
nowhere
mean,
while they
I've
make
seen
the show, and it
worse.
turns out Flay has
It doesn't
actually
seem
been married
too-
for several years to one
too,
of the former leading
like,
ladies
terribly
from one of the Dr.
unappealing.
Death movies
I
who
mean, I
was
could see why
disfigured
people
in a
are in
car
it,
fire,
could
went
be into it.
insane, and now lives in the basement talking to spiders.
I mean, in this day and age, if you're not doing AI, then most people are actually on screen. You know, they have an element of themselves in their own video. It's weird that this guy doesn't do that, especially since he uses a picture in his avatar. Like, where's that guy? Why is he just using a pumpkin avatar?
And pushed it down the hill. When I came out of it, I wasn't pretty
He's also
anymore.
sacrificing a huge
All of
amount
which
of
is
his
information
revenue
he, for
by
some
showing
reason,
actual
has
clips
not
of the movies.
informed
This is like
Toombs
old
about
school. Is
before
this guy has this guy been
Why
around
didn't
for
you
like a
tell me
long
about
time?
Faye?
I've heard the name before, I think.
I thought it might upset you.
You're right. It did.
Once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday.
Apparently because they called the movie Madhouse and there needed to be a
You got to see his
madhouse
skits.
in it.
Logical.
Oh,
Also,
all
the
right.
actor stalker followed Toombs there and gets killed by, yes, someone dressed
His skits. Where the skits at? Oh, there he is. So that's some stuff about the Doctor Doom movie, I assume. Let's see. Long legs.
At Papa John's, the shakaroni is back.
God. Long legs reference explained. Asked and answered. Long legs.
Okay. I heard you. Yes, I heard the people asking in the Long Legs review to explain what I meant by this part. There is, of course, an additional twist to things, not revealed until Act 3, which is less of a mystery and more of an impossible to figure out, oh, hey, this is what's really going on thing, in which point we rewind through the movie and tell you what the actual plot is. You know, unless, of course, you're someone who's, like, heard of media from before you were born, in which case you might know what book or movie from the 1940s or early 20th century that the title Long Legs might be a reference to, in which case you might like figure out what the twist is right away and then spoil it for yourself, which unfortunately I did, and then kind of got to like the twist and said, wait, I wasn't supposed to just like know that right away? Oh, well, Jesus, I guess everyone else in the audience is really fucking shocked right now. Why didn't I explain it or try to answer you sooner? Once again, as I keep kind of explaining, and I try my best not to sound like an ungrateful jerk about it, because I genuinely do appreciate every single person who clicks on these, even if you're only clicking to call me an asshole, since, you know, still technically got your money. Eventually, 80 to 90% of the time, this is a one-man operation, and it is not my only operation, one man or otherwise. Also, as I said, it requires me to spoil the entire plot of the movie Long Legs, and I didn't want to do that to the first week.
Why not?
Out,
Everyone else
sometimes
does.
People click on these or see comments without meaning to, and I do try to be considerate about that. I only even brought it up in the first place because honestly, when I was growing up and like right up through college, this was a really common literary media criticism, just pop culture reference. And since the trope it described is still pretty commonplace and people are still pretty not fond of it for all the same reasons.
Well, I can tell you what I immediately don't like about this thing that he's doing. This is classic, check out how smart I am, like bragging. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, and by the way, I'm well read. So everyone's clamoring to find out what I meant in my last video about the references. It's like, I guess I have to explain it now because I'm so well read and you're not. And so I'll go ahead and explain it. But I'm trying to be considerate to the movie makers by not explaining it. Like, dude, get over yourself and just fucking make your video. It's like that sort of stuff sucks because it's like you're nothing special. You're not hurting the movie at all with your. He could have literally just went on there and did a complete movie recap the day it was released, and even though he's got 12,000 views on this, that doesn't even remotely touch the box office of Long Legs. To put it out there like, well, I'm trying to be considerate. Like, nobody cares. You're on the internet. You don't have millions of views. You're not that big of a feature. It's like, why are you pretending as though, you are going to have any kind of impact on that movie's bottom line? And two, it's not even a humble brag. It is literally him bragging. Like, I know a reference you people don't. And now I'm just going to lay out how that I read something that you didn't. Like, that's. So this is who he is, I take it. This is why Prairie Judge's animosity is so strong. Because he's just a pretentious douchebag. I do go on about vehicles a bit, yes. Why watch a video on a movie if you don't want it spoiled? That's the point I was making. Like, everyone should know. People are watching this because they have no intention of watching the movie, or at least paying to watch the movie, and they're just getting a synopsis on it. And maybe if through the synopsis they're interested in watching the movie, then they may check it out when it's on a streaming platform. But they're not going to waste their money on something that they're only moderately possibly interested in. So it's like, yeah, that's what purpose these channels serve. But if you're deciding I'm going to be a friend to the movie industry, and the dividends speak for themselves. Like, he'll get 12,000 views on his Long Legs video or whatever, and like a Long Legs recap video will get like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million views because That's giving the people what they want. Not giving the people you and dressing it up. Trying to give them what they want, but dressing it up as a way to brag about yourself. I mean, just brag. If you're going to make a channel bragging about yourself, just brag about yourself. I bet the people at his local cinema make fun of him so much. Here comes Bob again, but he 5-gallon popcorn feed bucket out and so on. I don't know. He probably lives in a city. I'd imagine he lives in a city. I don't know. It's like I doubt anyone. Like, I have a good example of that actually. Where I live is 30 minutes away from Springfield, Illinois, the capital of Illinois, and it's originally where I don't know if you're familiar with the YouTuber named the Cinema Snob, but that's where he was based out of until he moved to Chicago. So sometimes I would go to movies and I'd see him there. You know, he'd be watching some movie or something. It's like, and the one thing I realized, I recognize him like, hey, that's the Cinema Snob. But it'd be like, yeah, he's just kind of here watching a movie. Like, nobody knows who he is. He doesn't have some entourage. There's not a bunch of people like, hey, can I get your autograph? I mean, YouTube is only like social media, like celebrity, unless you get like huge, like super huge, you know, you're not that popular in the real world, especially in the Midwest. So it was just interesting to me, like just seeing a guy whose videos I've watched on YouTube in person, just going about his regular life, going to a movie that I'm going to, you know, it's like, how interesting. It's like everything that Hollywood stars always like profess that they want. Like, I just want to go out in public and be a normal person and do normal things and not be swamped and attacked. Well, be a YouTuber then, because that's what you'll get, all the adulation and praise on your YouTube channel and the videos you do, but then you can go out in public and nobody knows. Chris Stuckman. I've heard of Chris Stuckman. Chris Stuckman's a little better, but for some reason I don't like him either. I didn't find his reviews are sort of bland. I'm not really big into, to be perfectly honest, I'm not really big into movie review channels. Like I was saying, I watch the AI movie recap stuff on movies that I don't intend to watch. Like, and sometimes the funny thing that AI channels do now is they don't tell you the name of the movie. They'll tell you the synopsis or a synopsis of the movie, like of the plot. Like, woman finds herself like in a coma or wakes from a coma and doesn't recognize anyone. It's like, oh, this seems interesting. And then you click on it. And it's something like, you know, some fucking chick flick from 5 years ago. It's like, oh, that's what that movie was about. Oh, that happened to me this morning. It was what was it calling? Like something about seeking friends for the end or the last day. I don't remember what it's fucking called. It seemed like there was this period where big name stars were starting to sign up for indie projects, and it was like the Hollywood indie movie trend. So that's kind of what this was. It had Steve Carell and Padme's doppelganger. I can't remember her name. She was in Pirates of the Caribbean. I literally cannot remember her name. Fuck. But you know who I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. But it was a movie I'd heard of before, and it was just about, you know, a asteroid's going to collide with the Earth, and this guy's like trying to find somebody he's trying to get to this ex-girlfriend's house who he found out liked him, and he wanted to, Keira Knightley, that's her girl. He wanted to spend time with her. Then he ends up running across Keira Knightley, who's his downstairs neighbor, and then they end up being romantic and yada, 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 typical love story. But the synopsis for it was like what drew me in, because I'm like, what's this about? And then I found out it was that movie. Like, oh. So yeah, I would never have paid to see that movie. I'd probably never click on it or watch it if it was on Netflix or anything like that. But I can watch the synopsis video and then be like, oh, so now I know the movie. I don't have to watch it now. And I prefer that nowadays to somebody like this dude who's like, and here's my opinion. Like, nobody wants your opinion. Like, and that's kind of like why I liked Cinema Snob, because he made it a comedic performance. You know, that was back in the fucking, you know, Nostalgia Critic, that guy with the glasses days, where it was all the reference. It was reference internet, that whole era. So I thought he was really good at that. But that faded. I get a feeling like Movie Bob is like a carryover from that era. Am I right about that? Like, he's been around since that stuff's been around. Hell, he might have even been on the fucking That Guy with the Glasses website for all I know. But his style feels very reminiscent of that. And that shit's not really, like, I haven't watched a Cinema Snob video in fuck years, you know? Because I just don't feel like it's actually, I don't know. It'd be more nostalgic now. I think someone robbed the gas station because now if there are cops there and it's all taped off, and it wasn't like that an hour ago when I got gas. Oh. Well, they do get robbed from time to time. Put on a Nostalgia Critic movie. I've thought about that. See, there's a problem with that, though. I actually like Nostalgia Critics movies. A lot of people talk shit about them and say they're the worst things ever, but I really like them. I get a kick out of them. It's like a guilty pleasure for me, except for what was the last one he did before Channel Awesome imploded, To Boldly Flee. That one was just way too much bullshit reference and kind of insanely annoying. But I really liked Kick-Assia and Suburban Nights. It's just so quaint and goofy. And yeah, there's a lot of jokes that are stupid and the acting's kind of miserable in a lot of parts. But I don't know. I guess at this point, especially with Kick-Assia, it's like nostalgic. But I even liked it back then. I'm a sucker for dumb homemade, like movies that just don't, you know, they're not taking themselves seriously, even though there's so much hatred for Rob Walker and Doug Walker that they're just like, no, they were so serious and they, you know, they were like so blah 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 blah. Like, this was like, they thought this was their Citizen Kane or whatever. That's just disgruntled idiots that used to work for their channel coming out and saying that shit. You can clearly tell Doug and Rob Walker they were just having fun, you know. But every time I hear criticism from the actual contributors of the site about those two, it always comes from a place of just spite, you know. Like, they fucking, it was like, let me tell you about them. It's like, they seem like genuinely nice dudes who just, you know, wanted to do something. Maybe they got in over their head. Maybe they tried to do too much. But when I feel like a lot of these contributors felt like their heads were way bigger than they should have been. And like, we should have been treated with respect and paid and set up in nice, you know, hotels and fed properly and all this stuff. We should have been given all of this and they didn't do it. So that's on them. It's like, you're talking about low budget shit and everyone just kind of coming together to contribute on something that they're all supposed to agree is fun. But that's how things like that happen. When you're not paying people for their efforts, they can then double back on you after the fact and say, yeah, they exploited us for their own financial gain. Because people suck, man. They're fucking terrible. You can go watch them if you like. I've seen them. I have no interest in watching my band's old stuff. How do we get on that topic? Is that... It's like talking about pro wrestling. Don't like things. Victor Red Feather Symbol. I always thought that too. Yeah. If I was to watch Kick-Assia or Suburban Nights, it'd basically just be me sitting here watching the movie. Sorry. So I got to do something else. I can't sit here and on a fucking screen. I guess I don't really have to do anything. Blind Press is doing her blind gaming again. The one thing I can guarantee you I won't do is stream games on this channel. Game show bloopers, No fucking politics. Not gonna stream gameplay. No Pro South. No Pro South. It's like when right now I'm looking at what comes up in my fucking feed, and it's almost like, in the context of watching this in front of other people, nothing is interesting. I don't know James Rolfe.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved.
All right, I'm just gonna. I'll bite. I feel like this is another one of those jumping on the I hate AVGN bandwagons.
I feel a certain amount of kinship with James Rolfe. We're basically the same age. We both went to film school. We both ultimately found ourselves making videos.
2 million views, by the way, 4 months ago.
Better known as the Angry Video Game Nerd, James has this behind-the-scenes video that I can't stop thinking about. AVGN Behind the Scenes and Nerd Room Tour 2021. There's just so much going on with it. There's a light stand suspended from the ceiling with craft wire, a cable hole made in a desk by attacking it with a drill like a slasher villain. The whole thing begins with an awkward disclaimer that the audio is being recorded from a different microphone just off screen than the one that's immediately apparent.
I recorded this entire video and realized this mic is not plugged in. The shotgun mic is plugged in.
Then there's the tripod. James expresses a desire to keep things out of his way, tripods, light
Hello,
stands,
Dan.
and such,
Welcome to the stream.
maximize floor space in his studio. A worthy goal I can empathize with as I sit here in a veritable forest of aluminum and steel. But then he shows his solution. A tripod head secured to a strip of lumber by two mismatched scraps of wood. It is a wrong thing. A kludged together precarious mess whose wrongness is intuitively apparent.
Okay. I'm watching this video. I'll bow out at a certain point if it gets stupid or boring, but this guy's an asshole. Lots of people do stuff like that. When you're working with film equipment and you need to cobble something together, it's called gaffing. If you don't have the space or the room for a tripod, but you want a camera at a certain distance, you have to figure out a way to make it work. You know, and here you've got a guy who's like he built something out of wood and mounted a tripod head to it. It's like, what the fuck else was he? I mean, did you see where he had the camera mounted? What the fuck else was he going to do? Now you can buy a hi-hat stand, but that costs extra money. That's like an additional $100 for what? Just to mount it there? Like, fuck it. Just build something, mount your shit to it. It's going to be, I wouldn't say a permanent setup, but if you're going to return to, if that's like the angle he's at where he's on his couch and he knows he's going to be constantly putting that camera back on that position, why not build a permanent installation or something close to it? There's nothing wrong with that. This guy's just a dickhead.
Even to those who have little familiarity with the equipment of film.
He's got to be being ironic, because like Anne Frankenberry said, he's sitting on the floor and his microphone is a shitty fucking 1970s like crap mic. So why he would be making a case for improper equipment or blah 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 while doing that is it's got to be a joke. So
filmmaking. This thing ruined my life in the way that only the inexplicable decisions of strangers can. Why was this made? Why was this made this way? What was happening that created the circumstances that led to this being made the way that it was made? Many of the solutions being shown off in the video seemed counterproductive, solutions to inefficiency more inefficient than the original problem. This glimpse behind the scenes paints a blurry yet still identifiable picture of a process of endless maintenance.
He's Canadian.
A forever war James Rolfe is engaged in against the twin belligerents of entropy.
I don't want to watch it anymore because now I know he's Canadian and fuck Canada. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more. I believe this is just tongue-in-cheek irony and horse shit. But we'll see.
And James Rolfe. He includes a captivating outtake from the recording of his 2021 video, Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown, where he's tied to a chair and trying to hold an onion in his mouth like a ball gag. He loses his grip on the vegetable and lashes out in frustration, cursing the onion, cursing the ropes, cursing COVID, cursing the lack of hands to help.
Boy, I wish I had a crew. Wish we didn't have COVID and all this fucking bullshit.
It is a sincere frustration, honestly more compelling than the video it's from, but it betrays a lack of foresight, a lack of planning, and its inclusion feels rhetorically misplaced. This rhetorical confusion marbles throughout the studio tour. Repeated shoutouts given to his multi-channel network Screenwave, a seemingly out-of-left-field defense of his wife April, and a laundry list of one-off projects consuming his time. James says he'll be addressing some complaints, in his words,
of the asshole-ish variety,
which suggests that there's something more going on. But why say these things? Why make these admissions?
Why address your audience? Is this guy for fucking real? I mean, seriously. This guy's got to be fucking playing this up as a oblivious. He's putting on a character, obviously, to play some oblivious thing to rile people up, because there's no other way you can look at it, because everyone realized that over the past 2 years or so, or possibly even longer, that James Rolfe has been getting a lot of backlash, a lot of hate out of nowhere. Because I think everyone on the internet realized, like, AVGN's still doing his thing, and he's gotten away scot-free while everybody else has had their reputations tarnished and blemished and blah, blah, blah. It's like, or at least caught some shit. And everyone's like, well, James Rolfe hasn't. Let's go after him. And they just drum up anything they fucking can to go after the guy. And he's just some fucking dude. So it got to a point where he couldn't not address this shit anymore, because it was just, I mean, and this is also the first time in his career that, you know, he's seen this influx of pointless hate. He wasn't going to just ignore it. But the problem with feeding the trolls is that you get guys like this and other people just like, I mean, there's channels, there were channels dedicated to just trashing everything James Rolfe did. I'm like, you know, this, whatever you are saying, this channel is saying about what James is doing that they think is pathetic, doesn't even compare to the patheticness of creating an entire channel just to rag on a fucking another guy on YouTube who's literally done nothing to deserve the ire he gets. But I digress. Let's see where this guy's role goes.
I thought I knew the angry video game nerd. I distinctly remember huddling with my film school peers around a computer in 2006, laughing over chronologically confused...
Fucking humble brag. I remember being with my film school peers. Like, fuck off, buddy. Anyone can go to film school, by the way. Anyone can go to film school.
And mentally noting that the inevitable had begun. Serving video over the internet was on the cusp of viability, and the web was already developing its own vernacular. Internet videos weren't just the happenstance of virality anymore, out of context clips forwarded via email or repurposed clips of shows.
Probably
and
no
movies.
lenses in those
They were
glasses. No, there's
things
lenses. I
being made
can see them.
for the internet, and everything was about to change. I may not have been the most ardent
He's
fan,
prematurely
but
balding like a
it was
soy jack,
impossible
though.
to not know
So,
about the
if this
angry
is his
video game
legitimate
nerd
take,
and
it doesn't.
by
It
extension,
wouldn't surprise
James
me
Rolfe,
based on
the
his outward
man
appearance.
behind the pocket protector. As the story goes, James Rolfe was a pioneer of new media. While he arguably spawned the entire genre of angry reviews and undeniably set the
This is
tempo
1
for
hour and
thousands
16
of
minutes. Did I say I was going to
he
watch
set
this? Oh my
himself
God.
apart
I
from
take
the
it all
crowd
back.
by being
Holy
a
shit.
trained filmmaker, having a leg up on the skill sets of lighting, sound, and camera.
I'm not watching an hour
Even
of some
as
dork whining.
YouTuber became a real career, he never really seemed to embrace the identity, always seemed apart from
Oh
it.
God.
As his peers would often detail, he wasn't a YouTuber, he was a filmmaker. But how could I square that reputation with this admission of his process, with the light stands arduously suspended with crack?
I don't care. Hey, I have that power strip. That's funny. Oh God, he's an art fag. Fuck you. Throw yourself off a fucking bridge. Yes, dude, you bleed for your art. Go fuck yourself. God, I hate these cunts.
Is necessary. Between 2004 and 2006, Fresh Film School
See,
grad
he's doing a
James
thing.
Rolfe created a trilogy of short skits.
I
where he
hate-
played a stereotypical
There's nothing I
nerd
hate more than art
complaining
fags. I
about
really
old
do.
Nintendo games. The character lampooned something that James saw as inherently funny. His friends getting intense sex, and a movie-making nerd being a copy of his self-published autobiography.
He bought
Whatever
his book.
secrecy James enjoys by not dropping selfies on the gram every day, he makes up for with infrequent but overwhelming trips into his pursuit. 2 decades on, the 8th year of
Oh my God, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't
Straight
care.
said before, it is as a story rudderless and confusing, an unresolved conflict of creative
I honestly thought this guy was doing like, you know, some. I thought this guy was doing some fucking shitty ironic thing, but I think this guy is legit butthurt over AVGN. I can't watch. It's stuff like this that just pisses me off. If I ever, I feel like this sort of thing right here, seeing these things is the thing that's going to tip me over the edge and cause me to become a serial killer. Because these people are so self-absorbed that they don't deserve to live. They're just terrible fucking people who do nothing but sit around in their fucking basements and okay. I have a job. I walked myself right into that one. It's like, no, this is I don't know what this guy's channel's all about. Let me just click on his channel and see what other videos he does. Oh, of course he does one on Nostalgia Critic. Why it's rude to suck at Warcraft? This guy has a very popular channel, oddly enough. He's got millions of views, so that must mean he's in BreadTube. If there's one thing I know for a fact, it's that BreadTube, they're like a fucking cult. They're like it's like Christianity. It's like when you profess yourself to be a member of that group, it's shared with everyone. It's like, you know, those con artists that go around to churches and give like seminars and different things, and they have the entire church structure and that whole, you know, faith background, like promoting their shit and putting it out there. So they have a built-in audience. That's what BreadTube always represented. It didn't matter quality. It didn't matter content. It was just a built-in audience that would clap and blink in unison at anything that anyone was doing. But it was also in the millions, so you had that. I've run across a lot of these people who went to film school. This is the mark of what I like to call the film school failure. The guy who went to film school because he had a dream and a passion, and he felt as though he was going to have this prolific career in making movies and things like that, and then it didn't pan out. And now he's on YouTube complaining and bitching about it, while also humble bragging about his his schooling and his knowledge base. And it's like, I don't know. It's just so, I see it a lot from people who go to film school. And it's like, I mean, I kind of get it to a certain degree, because I bitch about if I I did it a couple nights ago. You get me talking about Full Sail and I go into straight on bitch mode. But the difference is, I don't think anyone misinterprets what film school is. Film school is literally just like, if you want to get into filmmaking and learn the ropes and blah, 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 you go there. Full Sail was quite honestly a scam from start to finish. They always professed that there was an industry that you were going to, they had a 80% placement rate upon graduation. Like, it wasn't fully about passion. You were getting into something that you thought was an industry, but it's not. And it never was. Like, film school is just what, kids from the suburbs who have rich parents, but don't get good grades and want to figure out something to do with their life. They go to film school, and then they entertain this concept in their art fag mind that they're going to be this prolific original director who has all these great ideas, and they're going to bring them to you're one of millions. But YouTube has become a vessel for all these people to just vent and create their why they're so important and da. But again, who am I to argue? The guy gets millions upon millions of views. I'm sure the other people at the Whole Foods love hearing about his film school days. Yep, Alberta. That's another thing too. Canada has its own separate set of what they do. Like, he's probably getting pushed by the Canadian government, because Canada has this weird system of socialism where anyone who does any sort of art, they qualify for grants, they qualify for fucking, assistance from the government channels and government run, channels, news organizations, things like that. So he'll get free publicity out the ass, he'll get grants, and he'll get promotion through the state just by virtue of being a Canadian doing Canadian stuff and, in a public forum. So there's also that too. But just based on that one video, this I Don't Know James Rolfe, I don't know how anyone could sit through his work and be like, this I can get behind. That's almost feature film length video. And it's more or less a dissertation on his, I'm better than James Rolfe. Really? It's so depressing. It's just so depressing. Now I'm sad. I always end up in this state somehow. I'm under the impression that Kino Casino is not on YouTube, because all I ever see of it is clip channel stuff. So it's got to be on another platform. I would have assumed that Worski and the rest of that ilk got permanently fucking demonetized and banned from YouTube by this point. The Scandinavian countries have a system like that. Got a lot of good metal because of it. And a lot more absolute shit metal recorded on a spinning log. Black metal was, they all say the black metal, the best black metal sounds like it was recorded on a fucking through a fucking toaster onto an 8-track cassette tape. It's like, ugh. That's just nostalgia talking. They're on Kick. Now, what the fuck is Kick? Somebody threw out something the other night of something I'd never heard of. I can't remember. What was it called? Rumble? So now there's something called Kick? Kick my ass. Let's see. Kick. Well, there you go. It's a streaming platform. So are all these rebroadcasts of some shit? Like Destiny's on here. I know I've seen XQC. He's pretty big. This all must be just like taken from Twitch and then ported over here, or it's simulcast. Because I can't imagine these people are actually just streaming here. Unless they got kicked off Twitch. Gambling, League of Legends. So it's a direct competitor to Twitch, pretty much. Kick will give you free viruses like the Chinese. I wouldn't doubt it. It does not seem even remotely. It just seems like the kind of thing that when all else fails, you got to come here. Kino Casino Gaming. It seems like, yeah, I'm 18.
Obvious, dude. But here we go. Here we go. This is really funny.
Wow. Worski's really, really grown, hasn't he, in all these years?
He goes,
He's not at all still doing whatever he has to do to get views.
Nina Infinity,
Oh,
remember?
yeah. Oh,
that Star Wars girl.
Dirt-eating bitch.
Melanie Mack.
Yep.
Now
Oh, it's got to
I
be.
guess
She's
him
woken up.
because-
She's woken up.
Oh, yeah. But he goes, Happy New Year's Eve, everyone.
3,268 viewers. Boy, those old fucking IBS era fucking viewers, they'll follow you anywhere, apparently. Is fucking Ethan Ralph on here, too?
He says, don't make resolutions, set goals, pursue life, be ridiculous, find joy, live, laugh.
Yeah. Now I kind of get the idea of what everyone's talking about. Like, you know, why would you stay on YouTube? Like, because I just started streaming again after 2 years. Like, I'm not changing platforms and chasing stuff down. Fuck it. I'm already here. I'm just going to hang out here. They put on costumes during Halloween season. Oh, I see. God, now that I watched a lot of this stuff, it's going to keep popping up in my feed again. It's not a bad show. No, they beef with Ethan Ralph now. Well, I mean, I guess, but I've never liked Worski. I always felt like his fucking cokehead delivery was just too much for me. His insatiable desire to do anything for money. And the fact that he was utterly retarded. God, my dog's fucking scratching.
Say magic, or like spiritual force.
Hey, StreamYard, I haven't
the
seen that
heavenly
fucking
power
logo in
from
ages.
The Holy Spirit. I mean, I don't know what else to fucking tell you. Like, that spiritual power that is there, that is emitted, is still ever present. They knew about it in the olden days. They talked about it in the olden days. The power of the spoken word is still true. Mine is guided through the Holy Spirit. So I feel very comfortable talking about this stuff. Very comfortable. Most Christians won't talk about it at all. I will. I talk about I say the quiet things out loud.
I love that.
And it's because it's against the government, because the government is part of the beast system, like it is.
Oh.
The system is the beast. It hasn't taken form yet, but it's still there. If it ain't woke, then it's going to be conservative. Either or, one of the two. It'll either be woke on the left or it'll be right on the right. One of
Right
the
on
two.
the right.
Left
You're,
or right.
you're exactly right.
Christians on there are on the outside. We're like, we don't know.
If I were to begin streaming again,
One
I'd
of
stream
these-
to every platform I
these is
could,
gonna
mainly
turn.
because they each have their own
I
user base, and they'd
swing
probably get
right
banned from
because
some.
it's conservative and pro Jesus.
Well, the Hasbro stuff
I
was
swing-
great
I
though.
swing
Pete
heavy
Worski,
right.
and he was the butt of the joke.
Because they support you. It's
And again, know nothing about
those
it.
who are with us are not against us, and those who are not for us are against us. That's how the quote goes. So if they are for us, then they are with us. Okay, these people these people swing my way. Yeah, I agree with most of this stuff. It gets a little dark. There's some dark corners over here that we don't talk about those.
Oh wow!
Those
I
are
just
sort
read the
themselves out.
description.
It's fine. That in the end,
You
everyone
know,
gets
people have
sorted out
lost their
and
jobs,
kind of
family, and
non-Christian.
spouses,
Anyway,
and
so it
much,
doesn't
much more
fucking matter.
to say that they are
Everything
pure
will work out
blood
okay.
and
These
proud.
guys swing more. I swing more to the right, not particularly to the left. Not really a big fan. Why? Well, because it mainly goes against the Bibles. Why would I? Why would I don't support things that are against the Bible? It would make no sense. Why would I? It's common sense. We need wizards. We need more wizards in the chat, and witches and sorcerers. We need all the people who can do spells and magic and shit.
Wait a
Or
minute! I
think
thought he
they
just
can.
said he
Or
was a
like people
Christian.
They can. One of the two. Doesn't matter. How do we do that? Well, we could talk about fairies and stupid shit. Like John and I tried that. It didn't work. We didn't bring enough of the weirdos out. Yeah, not enough of them come out.
I don't know.
Nope. Figure it. We have to figure it away.
Who was Anne Frankenberry
Anyway,
in another
that'll do
profile?
for now. 12 minutes after 2. We'll try to get this better. We'll try to get a co-host. Maybe they'll keep me a little bit because I need a break. I don't have a break right now, so I can just go all God all night. I can.
Oh, who would want that?
I can talk about religion all night.
Please
No
don't.
problem. Yeah,
religion.
No problem at all. But I don't want to bore you guys too much.
You want to
So
want to
that's
take
the
your
stream.
religious
We'll
advice
leave
from a
it
guy
there,
that looks
and
like
we'll
this?
sign off, and that was a good run. Wasn't horrible. Wasn't. We'll have to get some bugs out of it, a little bit here and there. Halftime, overtime worked pretty well. We need a clip for my new girlfriend. Gotta get a clip for that.
I always get streams right at the end.
Women or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Let the chat figure it out. Right?
Who is this guy? I don't know.
Just let the
Channel
chat
named
figure it out.
Slippin'
See if they
Lizard.
can come up with a plan because I can't think of nothing. I mean, who wants to look at me? I don't want to look at me.
Oh boy, it sounds like me.
See, if we had a bigger crowd, we could ask the chat.
God, is
send
this
in
what my
videos.
stream's like?
We don't have enough. We don't have a big enough crew yet. Starting to grow, but we're not. We need more.
I kind of feel like I'm
So we'll have to go
I'm
from
looking
there.
in a bizarro
Once we
mirror
get enough people that
watching
are,
this
that
stream.
are in here, what we can do is maybe
Hey,
It's an
language there,
experiment.
Jesus.
it's a cool experiment to do. I think. Like I was thinking, about like even like just get the chat to set me up. It's an option as well, but that could go wildly wildly horrible. I love the concept of reaching out to another YouTube community. That's an option.
Discussing your plans
cool
and your
Accomplish that, but I need a co-host now, not
your
later.
ideas about your stream and
So,
what you're doing
we'll
on
figure it out.
stream.
What's
That's
going on
so
over
me.
here? Hey, Slippin' Gang. What are you doing? What are you up to, Mr. Alistair? We're talking. You want to come in? Come in. I can.
He's got more viewers than me.
hold off and the things in the chat. You want to come in?
No, your face is much bigger in the camera frame. Yeah.
See, Al's used to fucking YouTube. Kristen with hanging with Chris. Come in, Al. I'll tell you my plan. I'll get your feedback. Come in, I'll tell you my plan. We'll go from there.
Yeah, let's hear the
I
plan.
like that idea. Yes or no? Like, it's not that hard. Firing on my computer or no, I'm busy washing my hair. One of the two. One sec, see? There you go. Figure this out. I want to let me bounce it off him. Tell him my idea. See what he thinks. He's seasoned. Al Stern's a seasoned veteran in YouTube. And you have to know YouTube. You have to know what the fuck is going on. Like what's happening and who's this guy and what? That's the thing with a new girlfriend. It's like if she's not a streamer, at least understand what the fuck it is.
He curses a
You don't
lot for a
understand
Christian.
What YouTube, what this is. I know so many people who do this, right? And it's a thing. It's a hobby. It's a hobby. It's what we do. Some people make fucking a ton of money off of it. If you can, great. I mean,
Thanks
I
for
don't
explaining YouTube.
Give a fuck. I don't foresee me making tons of money off this. This is not my. That's not my goal or purpose. My goal or purpose is just to preach the word and be as silly as I possibly can. I don't know. I like the thought of being a wizard. It's fun. I think it's fun. Mr. Stern.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
I don't know if there's an echo. I don't know. We'll see.
I really feel like
I might
this
close
is
it.
we're tapping into some sort of
Sound good
like
on my end.
you know
Yeah. Well, just gotta protect
meeting of the minds
vibration.
at some
All right,
fucking
so
like
my idea, my plan.
deep
is
racist
now that I'm
shit.
single, I'm gonna.
They're just trying to
get
be
the chat.
subversive and
Somehow,
get it in
We're gonna
through
get me a girlfriend live on air.
some Christian rhetoric.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be hot. And she's gotta be hot.
Agreed. Yes. Yes.
So that's the plan. That's kind of what I'm. That's what I'm kind of working with. You know.
Well, didn't I see you on a stream the other day with like with a super hot chick?
Oh yeah, that's fucking Weed the People.
How is this Christian?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
she's a good looker. That sounded like she was a good, like, you know, just hanging out Albertan style or whatever she's doing. There you go. What's wrong with that? There's my idea.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a wonderful idea. I think that that would actually work out really well if it was that.
Yeah,
easy.
she seemed awesome.
You're not gonna get any complaints from me.
You know what I will
all.
say though?
Not at all.
This guy's more interesting than
Normally
Magog
she
and his
don't chat
stream.
tonight, but
At least I can follow what they're talking about.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but
The
it
option.
sounds like
It's an option. I'm not gonna lie. I threw it at her. I threw at the co-host option at her.
Attaboy. Yeah, you shooting your shot, eh?
Hello.
They're Canadian, aren't
Hello.
they?
Hello. I don't know. She was there. Gone now. She was there. No, she's gone. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her.
Poof.
She's gonna watch the
Disappeared.
stream and go, I don't know. We'll see.
Why am I tapped into like Canadian YouTube
That's all you
tonight?
get. It's all you can do. It's all you can do. Shoot your shot.
Need a co-host, bud. Desperate. Desperate right now.
Yeah. Well, you
It
know.
is what it is. What it is, what it is, right? Like,
yeah.
Because when you have someone else on, it creates a magic. Because the two of us are talking. By the two of us talking, we create a spirit, and the show gets a spirit, and then that spirit will either attract or it'll get carried. I don't know, something, whatever the fuck happens after that. I haven't really thought about it that far into the process of it. But when you have a co-host, it creates something.
Well, yeah, you're always bouncing ideas off people or just shooting the shit or whatever it is. I
Let's
mean,
just saw the stovepipe in the second guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's worked really well for Chris's stream. I mean, people just go there and hang out. And excuse me, I know for me, like especially when he does his daytime streams, and I can't
Oh, yeah, that
necessarily
guy's
be on or whatever.
so
whoever jumps
Canadian.
in, it's always like I don't know. It's kind of I like listening to it at work because you feel like you're among friends. You know, whether you're actually able to be a part of the conversation or not, it's comforting in a weird way.
I just like to
I know.
think about hearing this conversation in like a restaurant.
It's a very weird, and that's what drew me to the community in the first place was Rage and Rants when they were having their discussion.
And I just think, man, I would be so annoyed.
Fuck, it was so awesome. It was so unique, and
because
They
it,
didn't
it
do
touches
that
on
many of
something
them,
that I'm
like,
familiar
wasn't really
with
a
and that
running
I've
series,
done,
but
and
the
listening to
very
other people
first
talk about it,
initial
it's
ones,
like,
like, I
oh
caught it
god,
the
I just
second
want to
one
say shut up,
doing
shut up, just shut up.
and it
'Cause it's like,
blew me away.
I'm
I was like, what the? It's like, what the
I
fuck is
hate
this?
tapping into
What
like
is
the
this? This is
the
awful.
stream of
It's like
consciousness
sitting
of
at a
other
bar.
people and
It's literally
hearing like
sitting at a bar.
Well, yeah,
these
that's it.
things.
There's a very.
Oh, they even got a dog barking in the background
Yeah,
like I do. They're ripping me off.
Definitely a dynamic between their friendship, right? Where it.
They could be
it
from
works
Michigan. Well, I swear the guy.
Yeah,
I thought I
look
heard him
back
drop
fondly on those days when,
Alberta
you know,
earlier.
there was like 30 of us
so
in the chat, and you know, they were just shooting the shit about whatever. Who the fuck knows, right?
Yep. The third of us just sitting there chilling, shooting the shit. I'll never forget, and I always talk about this. The first time I said hello in the chat, I remember it so vividly when I said hello, and Julia Mora was like, "Hi, how are you?" They welcomed me in. It was so.
he's reminiscing
I was
about his
welcomed in with open
experiences.
arms, you know, like, "Hi, how are you?"
Posting something
What's your
in
name?
someone's
Who are you
chat.
from? Da, da, da. Like, oh fuck, this is a little off-putting. I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? I don't know. My name's Slip. You know, whatever, right? And after a while, it just becomes second nature, right?
Maybe I'm just too jaded.
Oh, hey, everyone. And you get 1,000 people
I don't
saying
know.
hello to you. It was fucking. It's so community based.
I really brought nothing tonight. I'll admit it.
That's the way it always felt. It was like you're in this fucking the cool kids club, and then you know, and then it got like it got bigger over the years and stuff like that. But you know, the D-Live days and the party over at Dubs' house, and you know, the chaos and mayhem streams, like it was all. That's all where it came from. That's all the grassroots of it, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I apologize to everyone.
And then somehow
I knew that I wouldn't have anything tonight because I don't know. I wasn't really. I don't want to prepare. You're just going to have to accept if you're going to watch these streams. I'm not going to have something every night. Some nights it's really just going to suck. Time to call failure. I did notice the other night after I got off stream that Grapple Vision is still doing videos, but I don't think that's Tonka. I think he's lent his channel out to somebody else, and they're ripping off other like pro wrestling documentaries and putting it on the channel. So that was at least interesting to some degree. Not really. Yeah, I've got nothing to go on here. I think I'm going to call it an early night because I got nothing. I've got nothing at all. I don't even remember how I started this. Oh, I was watching Magog. That's right. But a lesson has been learned, at least. I'm not going to watch other people's streams because it's too distracting, for one, and two, it really reinforces in me that I'm doing what everyone else does, and it's not interesting whatsoever. Like, if I'm watching someone else's streams and I'm bored out of my mind, I can't imagine anyone watching my stream and wanting to actually continue. Someone does the videos, but Tonka still streams with him. Oh, okay. I didn't see any streams on the channel, but that's probably Tonka. He likes to delete every fucking stream he does. And I'm also lost in a lot of cases because this is not my this is not my primary channel, so most of the stuff that comes up on this is like fucking 7 or 8 years old shit that I'm really not interested in anymore. I'd have to spend more time on my Social Rec channel pulling stuff up to have easy access to it. But yeah. It is what it is, though. I'll think about it tomorrow when I'm in my OSHA meeting, and I'll try to think of something to do tomorrow night. Or maybe I just won't stream tomorrow night. I don't know. Giving it some thought. That's who that guy reminded me of. H-Bomber guy. That other fucking dude that was made the AVGN video. He was like a Dollar Tree version of H-Bomber guy. But in the same vein of like the bread tube stuff. So he's like kind of like how that fucking Vosh guy was an acolyte of Destiny. Like he sucked off a lot of the audience that Destiny had to build his own channel until he decided to go full Marxist and break away and do his own thing. I feel like that's a similar situation with that one dude and H-Bomber guy. Like he's taking the same crowd that H-Bomber guy would have and capitalizing and building off of that, but maybe not going the full tilt way like Vosh did with Destiny. But that's what I meant with the whole bread tube thing. Like it's a built-in audience that gets millions upon millions of views because they're just, it's like Christianity. Like they imbibe a certain select and very restrictive type of entertainment, and they only watch certain channels. It's just no way to live. If you're a free-thinking person, it's no way to live. And I lived through a lot of that back in the 80s with Christianity, hardcore fundamental Christians. Like wouldn't let their kids watch certain channels, wouldn't let them watch certain movies, listen to certain music. I mean, it was a horrible way to live. I thought, man, the sooner that we get beyond that, the better. But then the far left just brought it back in spades. It always seems so unliberal to me. But a lot of these dudes aren't as old. A lot of these people involved in that aren't as old as me, so they didn't live through all that and understand why it was a terrible thing. So you watch that grow, and it's like, you know the mistake they're making. But just like Christianity throughout the years, there's a lot of money to be made when you're pandering to a certain crowd that has their blinders onto the world and only wants to accept certain things as truth. Yeah, you can make a lot of money off those people. And for as long as that organization is functioning, and just like Christianity, you know, it's an ingrained market that will always pay off. It's a slot machine that always comes up fucking jackpot. And you'll hear about it eventually when all of this stuff turns, there will be all the in internet documentaries and all the stuff, the seedy cauldron of shit that happened behind the scenes with BreadTube and this whole woke movement and whatever. And because it's always the same show, it's just a different name on the fucking marquee. The people behind the scenes are just as fucked up as in every other industry. Yeah. So, fuck it. My old lady's home. I'm going to call it a night. I'll be back strong tomorrow. Don't quote me on that. It might be another crappy night. But there's only one way to find out. I expect no one to show up tomorrow, by the way. So, have a good night. Sorry I didn't have anything for you tonight. They all can't be winners. Apology. See ya.